My tip is on organizing your Google Drive. Um, Little effort here can go a long way down the road. We'll get started here. First of all, I'm gonna talk about structure. You want to create folders in your Google Drive that make sense to you. So you want to create folders and have folders within folders so that you can find things really quickly. So if you're a science teacher, for example, and I've created a folder here called science, in your science, you might have science units. So create a water cycle, put everything in there that is related to the water cycle for science. You might want to create a new folder, and let's say this one is weather. We'll click that, and now we have another unit of weather. So it's really up to you, your personal preference, but you really do want to organize as much as you can the drive. I've actually gone through here and been organizing my folders, and I can see that I've got a few things that should be organized as well. So I'm going to go over here. I'll show you another way to create a folder, and that is to create new click on new and choose folder. And I'm going to say professional development. I know I have a couple of things in here. Here's my personal PD that is right next to professional development. This time I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it right into professional development. And I think I had a couple more down here. Here's tech PD planning. You know what? This one I am going to show you another method. We can right click and we can choose move to. And when we move to, now I can just find the folder. I'm going to click on that. And this one says, it has the button there for move. I'm going to click that. And now the folder is in my professional development folders. So just a nice way of tidying things up so that, if I'm looking for professional development, I might see my personal professional development somewhere and my professional development that I'm using for the school, and they might be in different places. So putting them all in one just makes things a little bit more organized. You can see that I've also color-coded some folders. Green for budget, red for the facilities website. I'm going to color code now my professional development folder so that I can get to that more quickly. So I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to click this change color, and I'm going to make that blue. So now you can see when I just open up my documents, I can see that they're color coded and my professional development is blue. So I'll be able to get to that right away. One more thing that I wanted to show you with the organizing of the folders is the ability for you to keep a document or folder in multiple places without actually making copies of it. So I have a folder here. Let's see, it's called, and I think I have it in my tech folder. I noticed earlier that my tax exempt docs are in my tech folder, which is a fairly good place to put it, but I think it also makes sense to put that in my budget folder. So if I do a Shift Z on that, I get this button down here that says add here. Now this is not in a folder right now, so I'm going to choose my budget folder and I'm going to choose add. Notice the button is not move, I'm adding it. So I click here. The tax exempt docs exist here, and I'm going to go to my budget, and you can see that the tax exempt docs are here. Now the nice thing about this, having them in both in one place, is if I make a change here, I'm going to create a new document, and I'll just leave it as untitled and save it there. And it will also show up in this folder as well. There it is. Untitled doc there and untitled doc here. So I've got it in two different places. This one's in My Drive Tech, and this one's in My Drive. Well, they're both in My Drive Tech. Let me go back here. And this one is in My Drive Budget. tax exempt folder right there. Okay, so both places, but with the advantage of only having them really show up or really exist once, so I don't have multiple documents sitting around. One of the places that I try to avoid with a passion here is the shared with me. There are so many documents in there. Things that don't even pertain to me, that have been just shared to large groups of people. This is a scary mess to have to get into. So if I don't want to look in here, how will I find files that I might be interested in? You want to go in and do a search on there. So let's say I'm looking for this document here, staff meeting treat. Okay, I know that there's a staff meeting treat sign up that's in Maria Susi's. It does not exist in my folder, and I know that because if I click here, this is an add to my drive. So it does not exist in my folder. If I'm searching for something else, let's say Google, I can just do that and it's going to search. It'll search both shared with me and my drive. But that gives you an awful lot of information as well. So maybe we want to refine our search. So click on this down arrow where it says search options. You can now search for types of document. So if I'm looking for a presentation, I can do that. Item name might be, well, let's just look, has the words Google. So it's actually going to look in the document or anywhere in the document, either in the name or in the document. I can also say, okay, well, this is within the last 30 days. I can click search and it shows me that. Now, I can even refine that further. I'm just going to click the down arrow. The date is also, I can say between, I'm going to choose the dates. I'll go back to the 4th of April to the 25th of April, search that, and it shows the documents, the presentations, in fact, that are that have the word Google in them. So hopefully these tips will help you out. If you have any questions, I'll try to make up a document and have that available as well, and we'll put that under the staff tech guides, which you can get on in the staff intranet, and the staff tech guides are right here. Thank you.